What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and today we're talking about Bitcoin. The stock market's closed today. It's the 19th day of June, so that's fun. The stock market's closed, and that we're basically on a long weekend. I hate the weekends. I love the weekends, but I hate them whenever I'm talking about. I shouldn't say hate. I dislike them when I'm talking about price action because the weekends are typically boring. There's not a whole lot going on. Anyways, it's the 19th day of June. 62.4K is the price. 11 hours, 14 minutes left in the day. Let's get started, okay? 1 hour time frame. We've got a bit of a move down. Yesterday, I was expecting that we would find support at 64K. I believe where I made my video, this is before this drop actually happened. We were still around, if not even above 64K, and I was expecting that we would bounce. The bounce that I was expecting was only up to 65.2K. We did bounce to 64.7K, so we got halfway there. I did say that if and when we return to 64K, then the area that we should expect is 62.1 to 61.5K, maybe 63K at the very least, but the golden ratio specifically was a heavy emphasis. And that if we can get a day to close below the golden ratio, which is at 62.1K, then we should expect to potentially see prices down at 60.7K and maybe even below this 59K low. It's completely possible. Again, I want to get, actually, before we get into the short-term stuff, I want to just address the idea here. I got a little thrown off in the beginning there, is that we very well could go just below this low. Okay, we look at these consolidation phases from this bull or bear market, and every time we found one of these giant moves down and we found the low, we had higher lows. Here we found a giant move down, and then from there we found higher lows. Sure, we moved back down near it, but we found higher lows. Just because we've done that this bear market so far doesn't mean that if we see a lower low here that we're breaking out, that this is some type of bear flag or anything like that. We could see a lower low and still do this stuff. Okay, we could find a lower low instead of a higher low and still be in a consolidation phase, which I'm kind of suspecting at this point in time. Here, I want to go back in time. Let's just see. Going further back in time, to last bear market in 2021. Whenever you found a dramatic low like this, were there any lower lows before you actually broke down? No, there weren't any lower lows. There were higher lows. Here, did you find any lower lows? No, there were higher lows. Here, lower lows? No, higher lows. Here, lower lows? No, there were higher lows. Even here, you didn't get any lower lows. You got close, but you didn't until you broke down, until you got that slightly lower low there. And then here, at the very ass end of the bear market, then you did get a slightly lower low after your big drop came in. So it doesn't typically happen. I mean, I guess the statistical probability would be that we actually do maintain higher lows here. But nonetheless, going through that piss poor example of technical analysis there, from a low here to a high there, it's very likely that we either find support at the golden ratio zone, or that we go down to the 786, 886, or that we do get some type of fake out that sees just a slightly lower low. 62.3K now, 62.1 to 61.5K later, and if we close below 62.1K today or any day, I suspect this would be our range, about 60 to 60.7K as an area to find support. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, okay? 1 hour time frame here. Bit of a flat bottom coming down, lower highs here. The RSI is weak. It's very weak. You can tell that it's weak because you're living below the 50, right? Anytime that you're staying below this level here, below that line, it is pretty weak environment. Getting oversold, not getting overbought. Flat base, descending highs. Stochastics look terrible. You're just consistently getting oversold. This is definitely an aggressive move down. And the MACD here showing some bullish momentum being built. And what have you done with it? Nothing. You've only encroached upon this level of support more. So yeah, you're probably going to go lower. Probably. That's not too surprising. 4 hour time frame, go a little bit lower, maybe form some bullish divergence. Maybe you get a lower low in the RSI and then we try again later, which would imply, again, likely prices that are below 61K. The MACD looks bearish because you're crossing below the zero. You're building bearish momentum. All of this, to me, suggests that we do go lower. So with that in mind, again, from this low here to this high here, 62.1K would be the area to find support at a minimum. We technically missed it. But with how things look, I really wouldn't be surprised if we got below 61K, if we got down to that 60K to 60.7K area. And again, when you close below the golden ratio, the door of opportunity to go below this low, it opens up. It's completely possible that we do move down more than expected. Maybe we do go to 57 to 54.5K. Maybe. I'm not calling for that. I would think if we see a lower low here, that it would be a quick little lower low, a stop loss hunt, and then we move up from there. But that's just my theory. That's just where my head's at. Looking at this on the daily time frame, the daily time frame, rejecting the 50, not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign. Most of the time this happens, especially when paired with the fact that you've got this deep in the oversold zone. Whenever you get oversold, if it's like this, you bounce off the oversold zone, you reject the 50, it can be bad, but it's not always as bad, right? This, though, getting this oversold and then bouncing off that is bad. Typically, you go back into the oversold zone with something like that. Typically, what you get is a lower daily close. So, from here, from a low to a high, could we get a lower daily close? I mean, something between the 786, 886, yeah, maybe we go below 60K again, and we close down there, and we get a true kind of relative double bottom, or again, a slightly lower low, but I don't think it's going to be too much more extreme. Again, what I really suspect is going to happen from here is that Bitcoin's moving sideways. Even if we see lower lows, we're still going to be moving sideways, likely until the end of July or sometime in August when we break down and we actually see that bear market finale come in, potentially taking us below 50K, if not somewhere, 50 to 55K. I think I've really opened up the doors to seeing, anything from, let's say, 40K to 55K as a possible target. I very strongly do not believe that we're going to go below 40K. But yeah, that's my analysis in a handbasket. So if you like it, hit that like button. If you love it, subscribe and hit the like button and leave a sweet comment. But if you really love it, share it with a friend who you think might love it too, because nothing boosts that algorithmic score like sharing the video. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a wonderful day. The stock market's close, so my day's ruined, but I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button. Take care.